Hello everyone, my name is mandilynn. I'm the author of the young adult novel Essence and historical fantasy novel I Am Mercy, and it's day 27 of NaNoWriMo, and we only have 3 days left to write a 50,000 word novel, so I hope you guys are all just doing swell and all that. But today I wanted to talk about when real life turns into fiction. Now, first of all, we're going to talk about when real life turns into real fiction, and that's called a memoir. Now, a memoir is basically a real life encounter that is turned into a book. It's completely true, usually, I believe, for as far as I'm aware, it's completely true. It's just real life encounters and they're turned into a story. Some people have more interesting lives than me and do that very successfully. If I did that, I'm not sure if how great that would go. So we're not going to talk about that. Today we're going to be talking about how when you write like a fantasy novel or any sort of fiction novel, people ask like, oh, am I going to be in it? Or, oh, is that from your real life? That's not the case. I cannot tell you how many times I've been asked that. Like, my mom thinks that the mom in Essence is her in real life, and I don't know if she thinks that's a good thing or a bad thing. Hopefully, if she does think that, it's a good thing. But a lot of times when people write their first novel especially, they think it was based upon something they took from their real life, which can be sometimes the case. I know for sure I take a lot of real life situations and incorporate it into my novel, but not necessarily plot-wise. I'm pretty sure I've talked to you guys about this before, how when I have something stressful happen in my life, it causes me emotions, and I translate those emotions into my book. Especially if it's someone you don't like. Like, what if you have someone in your life you really don't like, and you wrote them into the novel as an evil person? Like, that's weird. I don't know. That's just me. I don't put people that I know in my novels. I just find that really strange. Maybe you do, and maybe you can shed some light on it for me. I like to take maybe situational. You can definitely take inspiration from things you've been through. Like if a family has had a sickness and you have this very specific memory of like walking through a hospital and going to visit them as they're sitting on the hospital bed, you can take that and translate it into your writing. If you remember the smell of the hospital, you can put that in your writing. If you remember the sounds that were going on, the beeping of different machines, you can put that into your writing. But you don't want to put like word for word, like, oh, I walked down the hallway and I saw blah 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 sitting in the chair. There's some things you don't need to put into your writing, especially if they're very private things. If they're very private things, you want to keep it to yourself. That's your own private memory. That's what a journal's for. It's not for a novel you're going to publish. Now, if you're a non-fiction writer, then I say go with it. If you want to publish private things, go ahead. If you want to write a memoir about all the guys you've dated and how much they were jerks, go for it. How that helps you socially after it's published, just do whatever floats your boat. I personally don't write based on my real life because that just gets things way too complicated. I take real life situations and translate it in. I make sure I mix up details enough to muddle it. I mean, granted, if you take someone who's really close to me and they read my novel, they can kind of see, oh, this scene is from this part of your life. Like, is that what inspired you to write this scene? In that case, I can say, yeah, absolutely, but I don't like to make it obvious to the average reader that this is a situation I took from my real life. Anyways, let me know what you guys do when you're writing, if real life inspires you or if it doesn't. Anyways, let me know in the comments down below. Give this video a thumbs up and subscribe.